Let's go! Legion! 1, 2, 3, go!
Hi, welcome to the Comic Con Community Podcast, and today myself and Allan are joined by Heather and Gonzo from Ocon and Cal from Ocast. Hello guys and gals, how are we?
Hello.
Oh, doing great. Thank
Hello
you.
there.
Excellent. So before we jump in, we'll just go around the room and do a quick intro as to what your role is in the organisation that you belong to, because obviously we've got Ocon and we've got Ocast, which are two separate entities, and we've got people from both on. So we'll start with you, Cal, because I know you do the Ocast. So do you want to just explain a bit about that?
Yeah, Ocast kind of grew out of Ocon after a while. I think it was originally Hereward's idea, and then I just kind of took it on, made it what it is now. But I've been a member of Ocon and the committee since day one, since the pre-COVID days, which Heather remembers those very early meetings very well. And I also, I know Heather and Gonzo will give me dirty looks for this. I write the quiz every year, which brings them so much joy in their lives that night. Like every nerd in Stornoway turn hates me for the night because of that. So, but no, it's a wonderful organisation. I couldn't ask for better people to be with, and like to call it them. They're not just my colleagues in this, but they have become my friends, good friends as well. So yeah, that's what I am in all this.
That's excellent. And Ocast, so Ocast is obviously that's a podcast, which is based. It came from the Comic Con.
Yeah,
so that's where it kind of started.
I think it was Hereward's idea to record some conversations with people, and then Hereward life has taken over. He's not able to do it. So I've done some kind of loose podcasting way back in the past. So I just took it on. Love geek stuff, so took on, and it's getting better, getting good, getting better all the time. We're growing and growing, which is good to see. And it's just giving our voice to geek stuff, so other folk know there's people in the Hebrides who like all this stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely see where that's going, because obviously we're in the same boat really. We essentially everything we do, we have copied you. But it's all good. I mean, you're doing a great job, because if you weren't, then we wouldn't have bothered copying you. That's all I can say.
All right.
I'll move over to Gonzo. So what is your role in the organisation?
Well, I'm part of what we call the bridge crew. It's like the decision-making organ of the Ocon. We take most of things on ourselves, plan the things ahead, and then kind of manage with what we call the fellowship, the most extended family that will become the members and the people that doing the Ocon on the day. I was a volunteer on the first one, way before, after COVID, after these two other two, and started getting more and more involved since then.
Right. As all good, you start as a volunteer, you go along, you see how it goes, and then you're like, this is amazing, I want to get involved in this, which is why we all do it, I think, because, there's such amazing events. Otherwise,
was our best way for us. Well, yeah, we were just new in the island by the time, and it was the best way to know people like-minded.
Right, that's great.
It was very nice.
That's really good. And Heather, what is your role?
So I'm a director for our C.I.C, and I'm also part of the Bridge Crew, the planning team. So I got roped in by Gateway Nerds in 2019. They got invited to the early stages of planning, and they were like, we're all autistic, we need somebody to write down notes. Heather, can you come with us? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come with you. And basically it all kicked off then, and then COVID hit, and then 2022, they were like, Heather, will you come back in and help? And I was like, yeah, sure. No bother. And here we are now.
Yeah.
However many years down the line it is.
Going strong.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like us, where we do get people to have a little taste of it, and then they end up getting involved big time. And like that. Yes, come and do this, that, and that. It's very much like us.
There's always a role for somebody, because you need a lot of people to fill all the different areas. And,
definitely.
You can never have too many volunteers, definitely.
Yeah. I think, Heather, you put into perspective in a recent episode, that first meeting took place the same year as Stranger Things Season 4. And we've celebrated, and it's our 5th year just as Stranger Things Season 5 came out.
Yeah.
So that's how long all this has been going on.
Wow. Yeah. I'm also Ocast's resident ranter, apparently. So
I take the blame for that because there was one tiny bit of one episode where Heather went off on this rant, and I've clipped it. And now you've got that reputation. When in reality, you're the sweetest person ever, Heather. So.
Oh, amazing. So, going back to the podcast, I just wanted to speak to you about that.
Yeah.
Where do you get your ideas for guests from? Because obviously, finding guests is like, there's so many different people that you could have on from different areas, obviously, Comic-Con and Comic-Con adjacent and just general nerds. I saw you live streaming the other day where you had the Spectrum Sinclair developer on.
No, that was Simon Butler, who was Ocean Software. He was a graphic designer.
Right.
Well, he did the graphics for them.
The graphic side of things, right.
Yeah, I guess worth getting on, but be warned, his language is quite industrious and he's very forthright about his opinions on the game.
Yes,
but a lovely guy all the same. But a lot of it is just us bouncing ideas off each other, and I just look at other podcasts in the same area, and sometimes I just go wild and go reach out to very big folk, which you've probably seen on our announcements. One I just couldn't believe I pulled off the other day. So yeah, it's just, and then, but I think as we've gone on, we've kind of shifted more away from guests because we've got all these great people on our team, and I want their voices to be heard more. And we've moved more into reviews and retrospectives.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how Heather came in, because like you suggest, do Supernatural. I said, well, do you want to do it? And then there you are. You're now a member of the team.
I think I'm the only one of the team that's watched the whole lot as well. So it's quite amusing seeing you guys catch up and go, what? And I'm like, yeah.
How many episodes is there? Is it how many seasons are there?
15.
15. I knew there was lots. I think I got to 7 and I'm like, oh, this is taking...
Well, 7's the worst one. That's why.
Yeah.
Gave up at 7.
Yeah. I've got a quick question, because obviously being on the island, I mean, it must be so difficult to get traders and guests to come to the actual event because of the difficulty of... Is it like two ferries a day or something?
Yeah, so I don't think we struggle in terms of traders. We're really blessed where we live that we have such a creative island. We have loads of local artists and stuff, and we kind of run it more like a trade fair. So it's not as commercialized as you see the big Comic-Cons. We like local artists come in and they sell their kind of like nerdy related stuff, and it actually goes really well for us. We've had maybe 2 people come up from the mainlands in terms of traders, but we're really lucky where we live that people are just so creative.
Brilliant. And what about guests? Do you actually have any guests that come across, or is that you actually do? Yeah. Yeah.
So the majority of our guests do come from the mainland, and that's where the majority of our costs lie, as you can imagine, because it is so expensive to travel here. I mean, even for us getting off onto the mainland with our discounts, it's still over £100 or something like that one way flying. So it's just. But that's where our costs lie. But most of our guests do come up from the mainland. We're quite lucky that live literature, we get live literature funding, and they fund for maybe 2 to 4 guests for the Comic-Con, and then we do use the rest of our funding for like workshops during the year. And that covers that cost. But anybody that's not under live literature, we pay for. And us running in October, it's all, if you don't fly, it's very dependent. And we've had one guest, we were like, are they going to make it? Because we had a storm, but they did. But it's always that hit or miss with the ferries. But
and then famously 2 years ago, Rob the Klingon, who came up on the Friday night.
Oh yeah.
And then he had to leave on the Saturday morning because weather
ferry,
because his son was playing American football for Scotland and he couldn't afford to miss it. And he got a warning saying the ferries. I said, I've got to go, guys. So he travelled all the way up from Edinburgh, but didn't actually get to the con that year. But he made it last year, and he was fantastic.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, and as well, what plans have you got this year? Is it going ahead this year?
John, do you want to take that one?
Sure, definitely. We're hard on the first weekend of October this year. We're starting on plans, to be honest. We're a bit late, as usual, because we kind of want to like to take a rest after the con in October. And then when we start again at the beginning of the year, it's already too late. And we should have been more active and more. It's like, well, you cannot just go and run back to back. But definitely in October again. We haven't confirmed guests, and everything is on the making yet.
Yeah, cool. Very, very cool. So it is definitely going ahead, because I know in Scotland they've had problems nationally with funding regarding arts.
Yeah, I work in the arts centre on the island. So
cool.
yeah, the funding's been cut, but we're going ahead. Even if we don't get our big lot of funding, we still manage to run it on the little funding that we have. And we're really lucky that the place that I work, the local arts centre, hosts us every year along with a few other buildings. So
yeah, cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And do you have any future projects going forward as well? I noticed that you do have, is it a comic creation workshop?
yes, at the end of the month. There's still spaces, so if you've not had a look and you're from Stornoway, book on. But yeah, that's part of our live literature funding. So this is part of our after kind of in between cons part of our activities.
Yeah.
Can't remember the guy's name. That's bad.
Neither can I. You totally caught us on the hoof.
Yeah, give me a second.
We'll talk while I can see
but
Gonzo
that's-
very slyly googling there.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we do. Again, we were just copying off the masters. So we now do things during and after the con as well, to keep it ticking over, as well as throughout the year and doing different things. For instance, Will runs a board game club, and we help him out once a month, and stuff. So
and we currently run a monthly tabletops meeting, and what started out as for card games, we've kind of made it just like a games day in the library for the kids, and those two things are really good, so they keep the word going and keep folk involved as well as getting new people, and that's the main thing. Always got to keep attracting new folk.
Yeah, so it's Neil Slorence that's doing our workshop, and he's done comics like Dungeon Fun and Doctor Who and stuff like that. So it'll be fun, really fun.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. I mean, we've got an equivalent. We've got Peter Horton, who runs Space Oxalotl. Is that how you pronounce it? Mexican lizard. That's it. I always struggle with that word. It's like, the Mexican little lizard. But yeah. He does similar, and he'll be running 2 workshops at our event in August. And again, it's just about looking what you guys do and then seeing whether we can implement it. And I mean, it's easier for us because obviously we're in mainland England, so we can, and we're an hour away from Manchester, an hour away from Liverpool. So we've got 2 big cities right next to us and stuff. So yeah, we can quite easily tap in. That's why we admire you guys so much, because obviously it must be a whole lot more difficult for you guys to organise.
Well, yes and no. So the fact that we are in a small island, I think that it makes us have to step up on ourselves, have to have the whole community very strongly around, and have to provide for ourselves as well. So that's I think one of the reasons that makes the island so special. We cannot just go to a city next by to go for the cinema, go for a couple of games, or just a night out. We have to have everything here, otherwise no one will want to live here. So there's a lot of little niches that are covered here. We might not be big or not flashy, but we have a lot to offer, basically.
Yeah,
I suppose you've not got the competition as well, because there's probably only you that do it. Whereas we've got a Blackpool. There's 2 Comic Cons that there's a new Comic Con that's happening in Blackpool next month, and then there's a guy that usually does it in Blackpool as well. So he usually does one every year. He's supposed to be doing one as well. So there's 2 just in Blackpool alone, and then there's Preston, which is just up the road. So there's all these. There's a fantasy fair that happens in St Anne's, and there's all these other events.
Got MCM as well, and
they're all over.
Yeah, Monopoly, MCM. Like Will was saying, the new one that's moved to Blackpool is Creed, which is part of Showmasters. So again, the really, really big show companies around us. So yeah, so where we've got the competition, you've got the dilemma of getting people over to the island, maybe coming with footfall. But again, being a CIC, I suppose footfall doesn't really matter as much as, say, a private company, because private companies just about. Although do you charge for tickets?
We charge minimally. We're around, what was it? We were about £10, I think, for a family of 4 or something like that last year, and we try and keep it as low as possible because, like, I don't know if you've seen the news where we live just now with Iran. We're heavily affected because we've got oil costs and stuff, so we have all this kind of other factors, and fuel poverty is quite a big thing up here, and we just try to keep costs as low as possible so as we can reach as many people as possible and have that sense of, well, you don't have something to come to, but here's something that you can come to, so you're less isolated in your village and you can meet like-minded people, because in reality we are the only thing like this on the island, and it gives that kind of nerds community a sense to go to. And I think that's our whole ethos, is just kind of reaching to the unreachable and bringing people closer together.
Yeah, and I mean, the reason why we do it for free is the main reason is because we're Blackpool. It's the Fylde coast, so it's one of the most deprived areas in all of England. You know, and so we try and keep it what we can free as much as possible, type thing, for a similar reason than that you guys. And again, like I say, it's just seeing what you guys doing and then seeing whether we can implement that as well. Yeah.
But you've got to take that as a compliment. We are copying you because you're good.
Yeah, we're copying you because you're doing everything right. It's like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
And most of our ideas just come up on the fly, really. It's just, we thought about this. Oh, let's give it a go.
Yeah, we'll be sat around the table at like a bridge crew meeting, and Gonzo going, oh, have we thought of this? And we go, no, but that's a good idea. Let's write that down. And then everything grows arms and legs sometimes, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. And I mean, when we decided to set it up and become a CIC, I think we said it before in the Orcast podcast, we did, that we looked around to see if there was any other CICs around that are specifically Comic-Cons, because you get some CICs that do a Comic-Con event, but aren't specifically a Comic-Con themselves. And I've worked myself within the community interest companies before and charities, and I just thought it was bizarre that there wasn't one when there actually was, when I searched for it, and it was you guys out in the Outer Hebrides, and it's like, oh, is there not one in England? Is there not one in Scotland, in mainland Scotland? It's like, nope, not even Wales, nope. And it's like, oh, then we'll give it a go and see. And so we had a look into what you guys did and what you guys had done since, and just thought, yeah, let's give it a go that way and see whether it's feasible to do it that way. And it really is, like was shown on the first year that we did ours. So with your event, is it in one place? I'm guessing you don't have a big, massive venue, so you're going to have it all over the place. So how does that work?
Gonzo, do you want to go? Or
sure.
I'm talking so much.
Another of the big advantages that we have is that we have a closed city center, so everything is kind of reachable in foot. We have, as Heather mentioned before, our main arts place that is the main event we have, and then the city hall that is 100 meters away from it, maybe even less. And we might sometimes use it even in the library for events that is across the city hall. So everything is within 100 meters distance from each other. So we are able to separate ourselves without spreading too thin and covering basically two venues, usually what we do.
And it sounds like that kind of wouldn't work, but it does. Like when I'm running around, like doing stuff for social media on the day and doing little stories and stuff, you walk into town hall, it's rammed. You walk back around to Atlanta, it's rammed, and it's like you keep seeing people going in between things, because we do like our workshops and stuff in Atlanta, because they've got great workshop spaces and stuff, and then in the town hall is all our gaming and vendors, because it's such a big hall that you can just have everything in one place. And then we've got the stage where Des or Rick or whoever's hosting can do their hosting and our cosplays and stuff like that there, and because it has a beautiful stage, so it all kind of flows.
Yeah, and the other benefit is our small town centre is suddenly mobbed with people in cosplay.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're not all just gathered in one area. You get to just walk around Stornoway and there's just Spider-Man, Batman and Stormtroopers all around the town suddenly. And it's just a fantastic, like, and especially in October, it just brightens the town up a little bit as the winter months are coming.
And local businesses must love it, because obviously, you know, your shops and stuff. So, yeah. So, because it includes them that way, doesn't it? That way.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like a lot of cafes and stuff, and you know, the Atlanta cafe can't hold 500 people. So all the like little local cafes and stuff get business from it, for people going out for lunch and coffees and just milling about. So when we're kind of like our town centre is struggling, I think we kind of help in a sense at the same time. So
yeah, and but how do you do that with the ticketing then? So do they get a wristband?
Yeah, we work it on wristbands.
So they get a wristband coming. Yeah, brilliant. And what are your plans for the future then? Are you going forward with, say, the Comic-Con itself? Have you got anything like planned to even extend it more, or is it just going to stay in Stornoway? Or
we're looking into things. I think that's the best way.
It's always on the table that
we
want to be the Outer Hebrides Comic Con. That means not only Stornoway, that means going away. We try to do several away days, we call them, where you just try to reach villages or schools around. So far, Lewis, we haven't yet had the chance to venture out to Lewis and the Southern Isles, but we try to reach at least, maybe not on the main day, but during the summer, try to reach as much farther away communities and try to go where people is. And just hoping that they will come to Stornoway.
Yeah, the summer club in Harris, they ask us to come down in the summer, and we run a day for them. And then out in Barvis across the moor, they ask us as well every summer to come and host a session. It's just, UIST is on our to-do list. We've just not got there yet.
It's always on the table. It's always on the discussion. But it's always the funding that is.
Yeah, and it's always a common complaint. Sorry, it's a common complaint from folk in the Southern Isles that everything's Stornoway focused, which is like, I don't know, in any region, that's always something that falls in, and we're very conscious. We do really want to address it at some point.
Yeah.
We have tried to work with institutions or schools down in US as well to use some of these libraries. People that we have during the year to do in-person meetings over there as well. We're looking our ways, basically.
Yeah, and last year when we ran our event, Ty Kursavag, so the art centre down in Newest, they live streamed some of our talks and did little workshops along with us on the day. So that was good, but it's getting down there. We really want to get down there.
Yeah, well, when we was in Scotland, I don't know whether you can remember when we was in Glasgow. Sorry, when at the PowerCon or
Epic,
Epic Con, and they had like a little gallery with the schools where they all invited. We thought that was an absolute brilliant idea, and we're like, yes, if we can get the manpower to try and organize that to get into the schools. And I think that's a good way of bringing, even if they can't make it, they can still be part of it. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, what they did up in Glasgow. So, yeah.
We kind of do something similar. We have our art competition, and we always, whenever our art and writing competition comes up, Kathleen will always email it out to all the schools. And hopefully they do get involved. We get quite a lot of art entries every year, which is really nice. And it's nice to see it because when you walk into Atlanta, there's the cafe bar, and above there's a little gallery mezzanine space, and we display them along there, and it's just really nice.
Yeah, it does look cool, doesn't it? When they're all on display and stuff.
Mm.
And I like how in Glasgow they also had like little voting cards that you could put into the
I forgot
voting
about
box.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So the pictures just had numbers on, and you could just like look, and they had them in sections of year groups, if you will, and then you could just put into like a voting box. Well, that was a brilliant idea, which we hopefully in the future will be nabbing again. Something else will be taken away from Scotland and bringing down to England. Yeah. So yeah, brilliant. Just regarding the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Did I see Pinhead?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Would you like to
That's the
explain
big one. That's the big one I referred to the other day.
Yeah. Would you like to explain how you managed and what a pull that is?
I just found his email address. Emailed him way back in November. It was. I emailed him, and it wasn't this weekend. It was the weekend before that. I think you probably saw it in the chat, Heather. I literally just sat down to my tea on a Saturday night, and my email pings, and Doug Bradley, his email. I said, Doug Bradley, that rings a bell. Who on earth's Doug Bradley? I go and look up, and it's the Pinhead actor. I emailed him, and he says he's willing to do it. And he says he gets thousands of invites a year, but when he saw Hebrides, he just said, I have to do that because he's got I think his ancestors hail from there. So he just said, I'd love to do this. And then, are you still interested? I said, well, I don't know. You're only Pinheads, like one of the most iconic horror. Yeah, we can. No, I was just like, oh gosh, yes. And so we just went to booked him, and we're still kind of in a bit of disbelief. We're going to have literally be speaking to Pinhead, one of the greatest horror icons ever. So it's just, I was still stunned, as you can probably tell. I think everyone else is still stunned by that one.
Yeah, I'm sure Will can tell you about some story. He's been trying everybody and anybody. So, he's become a celebrity stalker.
Yeah, this is common knowledge. This is public knowledge. But if you sign up for a pro IMDb account, you can get the agent details of everybody who's ever been in anything. And I found what works best is, well, what I've had the most replies from is, as you've just explained, is contacting people who have a link to the area. So I'd say one of the main guests we've had on so far was Rhiannon Blundell. She was in Vampire Academy, which was cool. They only made one season of it, unfortunately. But she was one of the main roles in Vampire Academy, and she's currently in Professor T, which is they just finished filming that in Belgium, I believe. But she grew up in Fleetwood and then moved to Cleveland, which is where we are. So I think when you contact people who've got a link to the area, they're more inclined to take part in something, you know.
Well, I had no idea Pinhead has any link to our area.
No.
I know
that worked out well.
I just thought everyone I email, I just put Hebrides, Scotland, because I think, well, it's something that makes us stand out a little bit rather than generic podcast wants to talk to you. So, and it's worked quite well. But interesting, I've not bothered. I've thought about IMDb. I just go, and if they've got a direct email, I just go for that. I've not tried agents yet because I'm just saying I don't think they would listen to me a lot because a few people have asked for money and quite a lot of money off us, which we don't have. So
I make it clear in the email that we're a C.I.C. and we don't have the funds to pay for it. But you know, we're all volunteers at the end of the day, so we're not getting paid. And can person X spare between 30 and 60 minutes just to do a remote call, you know? And I've emailed, I think, over 100 agents now, but it's just a copy and paste email. You know, you've got the email, you've got what you want. You just, and we've had some responses. You know, we've had quite a few responses back. But I mean, there is no shortage of guests. Obviously, we're going to get all our local traders on. That's the plan, is to get a lot of the traders to come on to talk about their, you know, what they sell and how their business came about. Me being a board game nerd, I know quite a few board game developers, so I've had a few of those on. I've got a few more lined up. I don't know if you've seen Flip 7, the card game, but I had Eric Olsen on the other week.
All right.
He was one of my claim to fames, because Flip 7's like, it's a huge game. And I was talking to him on TikTok previously, and I was like, do you fancy coming on the podcast? And he was like, yeah, great. So, you know, we've got a lot of guests lined up still. There's definitely no shortage. And we've also started doing on the first Sunday of the month, the cosplay one, where we'll get some of our regular cosplayers on and just talk about cosplay.
We've been finding that the hit-wise, view-wise, getting local cosplayers on in the cosplay as well. So for the YouTube stuff, it is really hits big time, because obviously then they share it with their friends locally and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what we find. And we've also got lined up. We had some puppeteers, 2 puppeteers, local puppeteers. They've got their own puppets, not IP ones. And they're going to do their own little podcast as well, where they'll be interviewing people as puppets. So we're going to give that a go as well, and do that once a month as a spin-off special type thing as well. But we'll be always watching Orcast and seeing what you guys are up to, and jotting it down and thinking some of the Comic-Con and thinking, oh, they're doing that. That's a great idea.
I can recommend one guy who probably will do your show, Roger Christian. Reach out to him. He is amazing, and he's a complete gentleman. He is the set designer from Star Wars, the designer of the lightsaber. Okay. We had him on, and he replied, and he could not ask for a nicer guy. And go and watch that episode, because Rhiannon, my co-host, she did set design as well. And she's just got the biggest grin the whole way. She's fangirling over him so hard. But get a hold of Roger Christian if you can. I still recommend speaking to him. So many good stories to get out of him as well.
And regarding guests, will you be getting what's the program called now? He won
Stephen.
It. Yes, indeed. Or is that like, have you tried?
I don't think we've actually thought about getting Stephen.
No.
But Stephen's lovely. My grandma was his babysitter, so I've known him from when I was quite little. He's a lovely guy. He's been up recently, and he just gets mobbed with people. It's like, whoa. I think he was only supposed to do a 2-hour stint in the sports centre recently. And he ended up being there from he was supposed to be 10 till 12, and he was there until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So he stopped on longer. That's nice of him.
Mm-hmm. He's lovely.
Yeah, it comes across it, even though he is one of the traitors, he does come across as really nice as well. So brilliant. Yeah. So when we started watching Traitors, I was like, oh, he's from Stornoway. It's like, I know some people from there. It's like, brilliant. And has that created a buzz around the town and around the island?
Yeah. I think it's been insane. All the people going, oh, look, Stephen, he's from Stornoway, and you get people randomly just you hear talk about him all the time. And because I was working, Panto, while Traitors was on, because we have January Panto at work, and there was a guy doing a magic trick, and he goes, oh, pick your celebrity who you want to go on holiday with. And this wee boy picked Stephen, and you should have heard the crowd. They were just nuts. 200-seater auditorium. Never heard the place so loud. Just love for him. But yeah, you kind of see people, if you see him on Instagram, going, oh, I need to go there. So I wonder, this tourist season, how many people will be influenced to come up.
Yeah, maybe getting in contact with him and saying, oh, do you fancy coming along? Yeah. It's worth a try, isn't it, indeed? So with the podcast as well, have you got any other people lined up? Anybody lined up in the future?
There's a few we've got lined up. As you probably know, we've started doing wrestling a lot as well. So it's a mixture. It's just independent wrestlers we get, and they turn out to be some of the most enthusiastic people and the best with their stories and that behind the scenes and their craft and all that. Got one interesting person this weekend, Mickey Knuckles. I don't know that name's, but she does a specific kind of wrestling called death matches where they.
Yeah, seen it.
Yep, and she's in the same age as me now. I'm in my 40s. You probably know if I sleep wrong, I'm paralyzed. She's doing this every weekend, and somehow she's still moving. I don't know. She's an interesting character, and there's a few I'm just working on. The original Jason Voorhees has agreed to do the show. Ari Lehman. You know, the deformed kid that jumps on the boat at the end.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole metal band who just does songs about the Jason Voorhees family.
Yeah.
There's a few others I'm working on at the moment, just trying to get them confirmed. So there'll be plenty more to announce soon.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. How do you find when you do your lives versus doing a recorded session? Because obviously we don't do lives, we just record. So we always know if something goes disastrously wrong, I can just edit that bit out. It's okay, you know, microphone's not working, drop me a cup of tea over my laptop, whatever. I can just edit that bit out. But how do you find doing it live? Is it more pressure or?
We've not had any. I will say we've not had any shows go disastrously wrong, apart from the one we attempted on Sunday. It was just beset by problems, and she was such a fantastic guest. I don't know, Gonzo, have you seen any of the clips, or Heather? Did you see anything from it? Kaz, she's a nerd in Malaysia who's learning Scottish language and Scottish Gaelic as well. But I think she said there was a typhoon going on and it just kept cutting out. And so we've just had to redo that one. We're going to redo that the weekend, hopefully. But not had any huge problems live. Maybe one or two drops in that, but we're lucky we do have a fantastic editor and she has done miracles with her material.
Yeah, I think I caught that one where the internet just dropped. You could still hear it, but the video just went. And I was like, that's the problem with doing lives, I suppose. It's one of those. It's a risk, but I mean, we have problems when we record them as well. It's just one of those things. And talking about that, what this is like, I mean, people that are watching probably won't be interested in this, but I'm going to ask anyway. How do you record your podcast? What software do you use?
We used to use Riverside, but we recently switched to Restream, and Restream has been by far better. Massive improvement in quality, streaming quality, and more options with it as well.
Right, plus Riverside's quite expensive, isn't it? It's like £20 a month or something.
Yeah,
which I mean, it's not if you're a professional. £20 a month is neither here nor there, but it's just another cost, isn't it?
Yeah, Restream is slightly more expensive, but the quality we get out of it is worth it. It is so worth it.
Right.
And it's just, like I say, just thankful we've got an editor now, which has taken so much load off us as well, making us, free to do more episodes, basically.
Yeah, because we're relying, whereas with using an online platform, you're not relying on one person's internet. Whereas the way we do it is we record it locally on my laptop. So if my internet goes down, the whole thing stops, which is a problem. We were just talking about it before, it's one of the many things you face as doing a podcast. It's like, well, there's always the chance that it could just go disastrously wrong. But so far, touch wood, we've not had any big disasters. But no, I just wanted to get your view on that. That's good to know.
And while Will's geeking out on podcasts, I'll geek out on the events and ask the question of what percentage-wise is grant funded, and what percentage-wise is revenue brought in from, say, traders or ticket sales or thing like that? Because again, that's something that we're looking into as well, how to generate more income.
I know the majority of our income is through Creative Scotland. Creative Scotland are really good to us. I don't even know how to explain how good Creative Scotland are to us, considering everything that's going on. I know when Kathleen put in her last bid, they were like, why aren't you asking for more for the event that you're doing? And we were like, but we're already asking for a lot. And it's just like, they're really supportive of what we do, because we're the only place that does it on, the island and north of Scotland, really, if you're like not past Inverness. And I think from traders, we don't charge for traders. We kind of do it as to support our local businesses and our small traders on the island, because there's so many of them, and they're all fantastic and they're all really lovely and they all do brilliant jobs. And it's just all the other trade fairs on the island has like a minimum charge for a table, and we want to give them something that they don't have to at the moment pay for, to be able to show people what they can do, because they are some fantastic people creatively on our island, and they do some beautiful things. I think the only thing we really kind of get money in from for ourselves is our ticket sales and the merch, and that's just to cover a little bit of our costs just now. But I don't know what the plans are going forward. I don't really deal with the funding side. That's not me, but that's what I know about the funding.
Yeah. And you said about the merch as well, because that's something we haven't gone down the route yet of merch. So what kind of merchandise do you do?
Gonzo is wearing one of our original Ocon t-shirts, and so is Cal wearing their 2023 one. I couldn't find mine. Sorry.
Oh, we could have had all the years lined up with this.
I know. I should have found my Highland Cow one from last year. We have if you see our posters every year, we kind of do something based off our poster and our logo. And last year we love Highland Cows in our group. We're Highland Cow mad, and our wee Highland Cow that features on our poster every year is called Murag. So we have to feature her somewhere every year. So we do like our t-shirts with our logo, bags. What else was there last year? There was mugs, wasn't there? And stickers and magnets.
Mugs, plastic bags. We do sell posters as well, like the poster we produce and for publicity. So it's sold out as well. I think that we have a couple of motifs as well, a couple of t-shirts with
our Gaelic ones,
Yes.
What Gaelic phrases did we have? What was the dice one? I can't remember.
I cannot pronounce it in Gaelic.
I remember the Jaws one.
Oh yeah, we need another bigger. We need a bigger boat. We had in Gaelic on a t-shirt.
Oh, brilliant!
And we just kind of do little Gaelic phrases, I think, for our Gaelic merch, and the Gaelic cafe along the road usually sells them as well, which is really nice of them. They're brilliant. Anti-Cayley are brilliant, and they support us really well on the Gaelic side. But yeah,
and that's it. Do you get a lot of local businesses getting involved as well, and supporting you in any way they can?
There's a fantastic business called Tech Mobile. Louis is a legend. He supports us any way he can. So every old cards or stuff, he would give us vouchers for free to the kids to go get 10% off their Pokemon cards and stuff. The same with Warhammer when there's like a Warhammer thing going on. And he's just generally lovely. He'll give us like display cabinets to use and for free. And he's one of the loveliest people.
Definitely. I can vouch for that because I went to school with him. He's not changed a bit since the school days. He was one of the loveliest, soundest guys we knew in school as well.
Yeah, and Anti-Cayley will support us on the Gaelic side. They support us quite well. They get involved looking and doing Gaelic stuff with them. We've got a little Gaelic book of phrases as well, of nerdy phrases that they sell, and they support us really well. And then obviously our vendors are all local usually, so they're really good at getting involved and helping us run a trade fair. And it's actually getting to the point where, the hall is so small that we have to go to vendors will actually run out of space. So we're really lucky
to have. Good problem to have. Really good problem to have. And you said like the merch and the Gaelic book, and are they available on your website? Are they?
Yeah, if you go onto our website, I'm pretty sure there's a merch section that'll take you straight to everything that we've got. Gonzo, you can correct me if I'm wrong because you do the website.
You're right. You're right on that. We have the shop. I think it's a shop link on the top right, and this is to our match page.
Ocon.info if you're
Ocon.info. Thank you, Callum.
I might get myself a t-shirt.
Oh, they're lovely.
Yeah, they're really good quality as well.
Yeah, they are fantastic.
We try to be as environmental friendly as we can.
I just going to say with the post, I think it was the posters, was it 2 years ago, Heather? Did you have that girl who went around asking for everyone's autograph?
Ash, she does it every year.
Yeah.
One of our volunteers, Yeah,
and she asked for all the bridge crew and the volunteers and the guests to sign. I'm like, what are you asking my And I'm just a volunteer. Well, you need my out, but it's just, wow.
Yeah, she does it every year on her wall.
And then you can look back and even put it on the wall, like I say, frame it and put it on the wall and say, remember that year when X, Y, and Z happened. And yeah, that's a brilliant idea. There you go, Will. something else that we can take
One for the list. One for the list.
Off our friends up north.
I'll get the cricket start cutting the vinyl out now, should I? ready to start making t-shirts. Yeah, I did that. I did that for the. I put the website on the back of my Robin cape. I did a charity run the other month, and I was dressed as Robin. So I got the cricket and I got the our website vinyl on the back of the cape. So I'm sure making a few t-shirts can't be much more complicated.
Yeah.
I'll get on that. We've got a mug press as well, actually, and sublimation printer. For making mugs. So the world is your oyster when you've got one of those things.
I could just see your house now as a warehouse.
I know,
with boxes all over the place.
Not the space.
Yeah, but your board games are taking up too much.
They are, yeah.
I have that problem as well. Well, I have that exact same problem.
That is a good problem to have.
Yes.
So on the day, what do you guys do then? On the day of the event? So do you have a specific role?
We stress and we panic a lot.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, there's a lot of that. Honestly, it goes by so quick for us.
Yeah.
I can scarcely believe it's over when I see it starting to pack up. And there's so much goes on. It just whizzes by for us. But I was going to say the whole event, it starts on the Friday night. We have the quiz night before, and then Saturday's the main event. So it's like a good whole weekend's worth of involvement for us.
Yeah. And then our Sunday, we take our guests on a tour around the local tourist spots as well. So it's a whole weekend thing for us.
Yeah.
I do a lot with the volunteers and the social media, so I'm running around like a headless chicken. I can't stay in one place all day.
Kind of same. I'm
wonderful
photography. And, on my spare times, I do the lightsaber demonstration and combat demonstration. So it's fun. It's a lot of running.
Yeah, brilliant. Again, like I say, we all have different roles in the run-up, and when the Comic-Con's not happening, all our committee have different roles from when the actual event is happening as well, and it's pretty cool. And one thing that we're going to try out is Will is going to try and do the Q&As this year. So for our guest Q&As, we had Reese Ryan, who did it, who's a professional basically, who did it last year. But we thought, well, we've got a podcast. We'll interview people.
How hard can it be?
How hard can it be? As well as running the board games.
Yeah, doing the board games. But I'll have help with the board games because we've got another group coming in from Preston. So they'll be there, and I've got a volunteer from the club. So I'm hoping the board games will manage themselves. I mean, they did last year because I had somebody from the club with me, and a couple of my friends came along. So it kind of, I didn't need to be there all day, but I wanted to be there. Plus, it was great. Just hanging around, talking to people about board games, and it was just really good. So this year, I'm going to be split between the Q&A and the board games, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
And I love what you guys do with, it's not just about the Comic-Con, it's about the island as well, and the heritage and everything else that goes with it, the language as well. I like that. I really do like that it really is community driven and community focused. I love that idea. I love that, and keeping it that way. Whereas in, say, where we are, a lot of Comic-Cons are very generic, very same as the last one, bigger, corporate type thing. And that's what we love about what you guys do, is because you're keeping it real, keeping it close and community knitted and stuff, and about working off your strength, really. Like you're telling us, when you're asking people to come on your podcast, you're asking them, you're saying that you're at the Outer Hebrides, and and that's your selling point. And a lot see that as maybe a weakness when it's not a weakness. It's actually your super strength, and it's what nobody else can do.
Makes you stand out, definitely.
Yeah, and that's something that we admire a lot about you guys, and try and implement into our CIC is, right, let's not just copy off the big boys and them over there, because everybody does that. It's let's try and be different and be proud of being different.
Yes. Well, I think that's something like the big boys will never work over here. It's just it will not be reputable. It will not be no one will come here, even if they put a lot of money to come here. The boat from there will get from people fearing too that there's not that many people in the island. You just don't get revenue. So it's the whole optic had to be completely different. I think my favorite thing on the con is actually seeing how the families come around and kids meet their school friends and they just go off on an adventure and run on their own, and they're basically doing whatever. It's just the freedom of the show into just being around and being able to do whatever they want and have an amazing day. That's the joy of it.
And I think that's what Comic-Con's originally set up to be, a safe space and a safe space for people to geek out and to be themselves. And I think that down where we live anyway, it's starting to lose that. It's starting to lose that, which is a real shame, and it's starting to become more corporate and more. And it's like, no, you're losing the soul of what a Comic-Con is.
The magic,
the magic, exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting. We had a guest on our show who said the exact same words. It was Jeff Pruitt, who was the stunt coordinator on Buffy, and he says he doesn't really do comms that much anymore because it is that when he's there, he's treated as product. And when I described Ocon, I said, well, if I had the money to come from Atlanta, Georgia to you guys, I would do it in a heartbeat, because that sounds like what I remember Comic-Cons being in the beginning.
Definitely. And like I say, just it's what we admire about you. It's like, they're doing it how it should be done, basically. And I mean, it's easy. We can see it as in, it's easy to get lured into that corporate and that machine type Comic-Con. It's easy to get lured into that, but it's good to have you guys to keep looking at and going, no. We'll keep doing it this way, because that keeps the heart and soul of the Comic-Con community and what it's all about. That's why people love it and stuff.
The famous by the fans for the fans. Not let anyone else get in between.
Yeah. And I mean, because our event is free to attend, I mean, our biggest worry was if people don't know what a Comic-Con is you might get them coming along and then we might lose that safe space and stuff. But we was quite lucky, as in, like, we have security there to make sure that no riffraff turns up type thing, and it still continues to be a safe space. But it's about for the fans and keeping it. So when we advertise our event, we're advertising to our fellow geeks. We're not advertising to your public, because they can come along and have a taste of our world, if you will. And if they love our world, you're welcome to come along into our little family. But we aim out, like you turn around and say, by the fans, for the fans type thing. It's definitely that way that we aim for as well.
Yeah, because like in our first year, we just did not have a clue if this would hit or not. I mean, it wasn't for me until the quiz night when those tables just filled up and the library was packed. Then we thought, something's happening this weekend. We know it. Something good's going to happen here.
Yeah, I remember that first year when we put the tickets up, and it was like 6 hours later they were gone. We were like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
and they went up at midnight. And some of them were sold out.
Yeah,
so it was very much a case of, let's see how it goes the first year.
Yeah.
What did we put, like 150 tickets up? And they just went. And we were like, what? Okay. And then we put some more up, and then they went, and we're like, right, okay, how much more room do we have at the town hall? And it's just, I think that's why we're now split over 2 venues mainly as well, so we can accommodate more.
Yeah. But even then, on the day, Heather, we were still like, when the doors opened, are they going to turn up? And they turned up, and they kept turning up, and they kept turning up, and it was, and then we're saying, will people come in cosplay? And the cosplays we were stunned what came through the door, just in the best possible way.
And then BBC Alaba appeared, and we were like, right, okay.
Brilliant. So you had the local news and stuff on TV come down? Oh,
yeah. That was our first year, yeah. We've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
You will think, though, at least.
Yeah.
And how big are you as an organisation with members, as in people that help out?
So directors, there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
The bridge crew, how many of us are on bridge crew?
I will think between 8 and 10.
8 and 10, yeah.
And
all
then
together, and then the fellowship.
between 20 and 30.
Yeah.
And then
wider volunteers up to 50, I think.
50-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing is we're seeing more people coming to the fellowship meetings. Like last one we had, there was a good 4 or 5 new faces, which is just what we need. Kind of.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like
Well, you
the,
anything
the whole, I just like the whole fellowship thing. You know, it's
I was thinking that.
That's a great name.
A lot of us are massive Lord of the Rings fans, as I say, while wearing a Lord of the Rings t-shirt. So I think that's where that came from.
Yeah, I have to say I haven't, and I hold my hand up to this. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings, and I get a lot of grief about that. I know, it's terrible. It's on my list, but I've not got 3.5 hours to commit to watching a movie. I just don't have time. I've got too many podcasts to do and board games to play, and it's
just sleep less, man. Just sleep less.
Yes,
I've tried that. It doesn't work. But no, one day I will watch it. One day, I promise.
I think that's us coming to the end.
It is, yeah. We try and keep them about an hour because, just to be consistent. So, we're about an hour now. Yeah.
But we normally have 5 random questions, but we're not going to have the 5 random questions tonight. And we was tempted to ask you 5 questions on Livum Sentans because when we was on Orcast, we got asked questions.
Yes, I pounced you with a quiz, unsurprisingly for me.
Yeah, and you're the quiz master, aren't you, as well? Did you say?
Yes, that was just a random idea one night. It was in the very first meeting that the quiz came about. So, because I remember as I walked in to do that meeting, there was just a poster on the library wall for a quiz night in the golf club. I might go to that. And then as we sat, if I remember right, Heather, the original was it Thursday night Hereward was doing, and then the Earth Screamed
Cult film. Yeah.
And then Friday there was nothing, and Saturday was the event, and I was just like, there's a gap on Friday, we could fill that with something. And I said, I saw a quiz. How about we do a quiz? And then I think it was Kathleen and John said, that's a good idea. And John says, could you write that column? And I'm sitting there just, I can't write anything to save myself. I've got no clue. And I just go, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
I'm sure he still regrets that question.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of you do. The pain I've caused you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like the time I mentioned the podcast that you do. Plus we were in a meeting and I was they do a podcast. That's a great idea. And now I'm doing a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing that quiz. We raised a lot of money for charity that night as well. So most of the money we make actually does go to charity and not ourselves. So
and it is just a nice way to build up for the main day. It's just a nice easing in.
Yeah.
And it's got to be said, that group of kids that's turned up every
year, yeah.
And they finish dead last, but they keep coming back, so they must enjoy it. I think they're the only ones that actually enjoy it. The other guys just suffer it.
Well, we are looking at a couple of us trying to make it up to your event this year. Obviously, I have got beginning. So you said beginning of October, didn't you? So I have got beginning of October free. So I'm hoping that at least I can make it up, and maybe one more of our members.
Yeah.
Well.
Have you ever seen glaciers and automobiles?
We're hoping somehow to get you guys involved in our event maybe as well. So maybe do a live feed for the cosplay competition where you could be a judge or something, So we'll have a discussion about that.
Yeah, I think we've got some ideas from ours to yours as well, which are not confirmed. So, but I will say to everyone, watch the Ocon Facebook feed over the next couple of weeks. There's big
date announcements is next week, and press releases next week. So
so
and we'll get that shared on our socials as well. As soon as it gets put up. So brilliant.
Then you can start booking your holidays then.
Booking my holidays and hopefully want to spend a week there. So
it's worth spending a week. You get plenty to see.
Yeah, when it's coming all the way up here, might as well the holiday for it.
Yeah, that's it. If you're traveling that far, you might as well stay for longer and stuff. And hopefully, then there's a storm and I can't get back, and I can stop even longer.
We can probably manage that. Yes.
October usually.
After the event, that is not. So after the event when I've got to try and get back, and I've got an excuse to stay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much. And keep doing what you're doing. And we'll be watching and copying. And thank you very much for everything you've done for us and inspiring us. So thank you very much. And good luck with everything that you're doing in the future.
Oh, thank you much. And same to you guys as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, and we'll be looking as well.
Yes.
And just a reminder, ocon.info and ocast.info for following us.
We'll put it in the comments as well. Okay, thanks.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheery.
Bye.